All right, I want you guys to go support Piston Mike. Y'all go to the subscribe button. He at 480 right now. Let's get him to 1,000, 100,000, 500,000, million subscribers as soon as possible, bid. Let's help him put it down. Make sure you go over there and subscribe. If you like the Pistons, you want to support me, think about sending me a donation. Best way you can help me right now is go subscribe over to Piston Mike and go help him get his numbers up, putting in work, hard work, smart work, dedicated work, consistent work. So make sure you go over there and appreciate that work. So remember, the name is Piston Mike, and I have a link in the description. If you have a problem finding it on YouTube, it'll be under source link or Piston Mike channel link in the description. Peace. All right, man. Let's talk about ESPN analysts give a strong endorsement for to Malik Willis and compares his rise in the draft to Josh Allen. Which, if the Browns had to do it all over again, they would easily draft Josh Allen. Uh, they would easily draft him, number one overall over Baker Mayfield, and the Jets would have took him over Sam Darnold, which I never really understood the Sam Darnold hype at all. Trash. Always will be. So here we go right here. It says that strong endorsement from ESPN on Lions draft to quarterback Malik Willis. It says shout out to LionsWire.USA today. It says call this the week of Malik Willis. Liberty quarterback held his pro day this week, and Sean, I think, shined under the spotlight. Now the light shines favorably on Willis as a potential top five pick in April's 22 draft. At least one prominent draft analyst is strongly advocating for Detroit Lions to select Willis with the number 2 overall pick. Matt Miller of ESPN is clearly a fan of the idea in the latest mini mock draft where he projected the first 10 picks. Miller offered his commentary and projected Lions to select Willis at number 2 overall. Quote, maybe I'm buying into the pro day hype, but Willis has looked amazing throughout this pre-draft process. Detroit won't find a player with the upside or traits with his second first round pick in number 32. And the Lions are going in a quarterback this draft. It should be Willis. He says Miller likened the rise hype for Willis to Josh Allen experience back in 2008 draft cycle. It says after a very strong pre-draft process, Willis should be shooting on board. Some might ask how a player can improve so much without playing in the game. And for Willis, it's much like how Josh Allen's stock rose in 2018. Despite his season being over at Wyoming, both Willis and Allen showed improvement throughout the process. From the first day of the Senior Bowl practices throughout the game, their accuracy and their mechanics got better with the guidance of the NFL staff and private coaching. It should be noted that Allen started with the higher draft floor than Willis carried into the draft season. Allen was almost regarded as a top 10 pick throughout the draft process. Willis has fallen into the second round of most projections after an uneven 2021 season for Liberty. And like I said before, you look at the numbers was solid. When you look at when you look at his entirety or his totality of this year, he probably was trying to do too much. That's about it. But his numbers still wasn't bad. And you got to understand too, had he played at a bigger stool, he probably wouldn't have had to do so much. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it is what it is, and people always gonna nitpick black quarterbacks, and we already know that. The height and whatever the situation going on, but the talent. You talk about you want character. He's a high character guy. It's nothing that you don't like. The only issue is getting around Sheila and having she explain to Sheila why she paying 2 quarterbacks. And maybe that's why the Lions have been so frugal in free agency, because they're going to have to carry 2 quarterbacks on the roster. That could be the case or not. But when you see, it ain't nothing not to like other than the height. Real talk, it's nothing not to like other than the height. But the thing about him, he built strong, though. Matt Carroll ain't the biggest guy neither. They both around 6 foot, but he built like a tank. He built like Jalen Hurts. And Jalen Hurts ain't the strongest dude ain't the tallest dude out there neither. So the NFL is changing. And he only 6'1". They about the same height. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? So people can say what they want to say, but the talent, ain't nothing not to like about him, to be honest. Just coming in. Of course, footwork has to improve, right? But same thing with Carroll and everybody else. Footwork got to improve. He got the right hand size. He got a cannon arm. He athletic. You know what I'm saying? He can read defense, he can look off safeties. But the biggest thing that worked against him was the scheme. A lot of their scheme didn't make sense. You know, how they have him throwing outs from the wide hash, and some of their scheme was dumb. You know, and just showed that he didn't get the best coaching at no offense to Liberty, but he didn't get the best coaching at Liberty that he could have got. That's it. He probably didn't get the best coaching at Liberty he should have got. And now it's up to the NFL coaches to give him something he couldn't get at Liberty, and that's elite talent around him, and that's elite coaching. You know, and with a private coach with some senior day coaching, Mark Brunell, was fired up how he checked down to how he made a read to check down. So it makes a ton of sense to the talent is there. People talking about, well, Bryce Allen is better. Bryce Allen and Tua not probably better than him coming out. Honestly, with a healthy hip. Tua don't have the arm he got, don't have the athleticism he got. It's too bad that Auburn chose Bo Nixon like they did, like Georgia chose Jake Fromm over Justin Fields. Because we would have had a better when Justin Fields probably would have went higher. His epilepsy made him go lower. But he probably would have left Georgia with a national championship, maybe a couple of them. Malik Willis would have had, clarity. I mean, there's always the thing of if he would have went to Auburn, he would have boomed. And it also would have been a possibility he would have bust. But when you look at him from a quarterback standpoint of view, and you study and break down the film, always wonders you, like, why didn't he, play against elite competition? But he played Virginia Tech. I think they played Ole Miss. And he held his own. So, like I said, you got to project with NFL coaching, improvement of mechanics, and Jillen's mechanics in. His heels not clicking and, drop back, and it's 5, it's 7, it's 5 and a hitch, and it's 3-step drops and all of that. He just drilled on his hand. You don't have to, no law says he has to be thrown in there. Everybody said, well, this draft class isn't that good. That's because the media is telling you it's not that good. And it may not be good. But they told you last year's was great, and ain't shit great about it right now other than Mac Jones and Davis Mills. Kellen Mond wasn't even active for none of the Minnesota games. Trey Lance sat, like I told you. And when he played in the beginning of the season versus Saints, he held his own. But they never seen it before. But then when he played, versus Houston down the stretch of that season, he looked a lot better mechanically. He looked more ready. Imagine with another offseason with Kyle Shanahan and them. Don't sleep on him making a Pro Bowl. Of course, it's going to be nicks and bumps in the road for him making it to the playoffs, because that's the process. Everybody go through their bumps and nicks, and then you get there. Trevor Lawrence should have sat the way he got killed behind that offensive line last year. He got, murder, she wrote. He got murdered. He got murdered. Zach Wilson, I thought he should have went number 1. Got pummeled over there in New York. He should have sat like all the quarterbacks should have sat, not named Mac Jones. That class wasn't that great last year. And the promise don't look that great. Trevor Lawrence was trash. He was a turnover machine in college. That was an issue. And Zach Wilson, he didn't play that top competition. We'll see. And this year's supposed to be great with Rattler and Emory Jones, and who else was another hot guy supposed to come out? Sam Howell, man, trash. Never seen it from Sam Howell. Never seen it from Rattler. And Emory Jones didn't, do me no help. Didn't do shit. They had to split time at Florida. Right. And I look at Bryce Young and CJ Stroud, and they can make a jump next year, but Bryce Young nothing special. He's not better than Willis. Sorry. He in a better program or better coaching, but this arm, no. He said it was accuracy. Look, when I'm throwing to John Mechie and Jameson Williamson, whatever his name is, like, bro, I don't have to be. I just got to throw it in the vicinity. I got the best line, best coaching, best defense, best receivers. And soon as he had to go to the 3rd or 4th receiver and the talent dropped off, he was trash. And he was very shaky last year. Talking about small, he's small. Not as dynamic as Willis. So people just looking at like name brands, how people look at name brand materials and clothes. They look at the name, even though it take like $20 to make an iPhone, or it take $8 to make a pair of Jordans, but people don't buy shit off the material. Back in the day, people used to buy stuff based on the material. based on the thread and based on the durability, based on the leather, based on the sole. You know, that's why they have shoe cleaning and all that shit. You don't need that now. These shoes $8 to make shoes. Everything is just based on the name brand, but it's not based on the quality. Take the name brand away and look at the quality. And that's why a lot of Alabama and Ohio State quarterbacks don't make it, because they don't have the quality. Everything's perfect around them in the NFL. It's never going to be perfect. You know, that's why you start to see some of these small school kids get a shot and they start to get NFL coaching. And when shit ain't perfect around them, they can make it work. Matt Ryan went to Boston College. You know why he translated? He ain't had the best of everything. Went to Atlanta, he probably was an upgrade. He made it work. That's the one thing about these kids coming out of these small schools, man. You know, they prepared not to have everything. You know, Malik Willis, the biggest issue with him is he pressed last year. He pressed. And now he gonna go in the league and they're like, you can't do that. If it ain't there, hey, throw it away, slide, get down, check it down. And that comes with experience. But what he got athletically, straight line, laterally, arm, character, already could read some defenses, already could look some safeties off. It's a great template. But I would, no matter how good he beat Jared Goff in camp, I wouldn't throw him out there. I'll let him learn, protect his safety, protect his health, protect his mental, and I'll let him get a year under his belt. And maybe at the end of the year, we do a Mahomes or we do a Davis Mills under the years type of stuff. But wouldn't throw him in there. Let him sit. People forget Stafford first 2 years of his career thrown in there. He knocked years off his career. People forget that he knocked years off his career. You know, he knocked years off his career. Shoulders, head injury, shoulder. Like, come on, sit these kids, man. Everybody don't have to get in there and play right away. Sit them. No matter how easy the offensive game got, make sure they got the essentials and the basics. Then go out there and didn't hurt Aaron Rodgers, didn't hurt Patrick Mahomes. But hey, let me know what you girls and guys think. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. If you have business question, inquiry, response, video question, just want to follow me there. All my social media links in the description. Twitter's the fast way to Facebook and Instagram. We'll make a financial donation. Cash App, $, CJ Good 313, Venmo, CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Best way to donate, comment on the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video, then subscribe button, the bell icon button, hit all notifications. Appreciate your chance to get notification. We go live, drop a video. Appreciate the love and support. One time for the one time. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Peace.